What's up, Eagles fans? Today's topic is one that's been stirring up some serious debate among the Philly faithful. We're diving into the story of Cam Jurgens, the guy who stepped into one of the biggest shoes in franchise history, replacing none other than Jason Kelce. And somehow, despite doing just about everything right in his first full season as the starting center, the national rankings still don't seem to respect the work he's put in. So let's talk about it, because Jurgens' journey is already one of the most intriguing arcs on this current Eagles roster. Cam Jurgens came into the NFL in the 2022 draft with a clear mission. He was selected in the second round, and from day one, everybody knew what the plan was. He was going to sit behind Kelce, absorb everything he could from one of the greatest centers of all time, and one day take the reins himself. That one day came faster than a lot of people realized. After 2 seasons learning the ropes, playing spot duty at guard when needed, Jurgens was thrust into the spotlight after Kelce's retirement following the 2023 campaign. And man, what a debut season he had. We're talking about a guy who not only stepped into the most iconic offensive line position in Eagles history, but thrived in it. He helped lead this offensive front to another Super Bowl victory, earned his first Pro Bowl selection, absolutely mastered the now famous tush-push play, and got rewarded with a monster contract extension. 4 years, $68 million. That's not just promising rookie money. That's you're the future of this offensive line money. So naturally, you'd expect that kind of impact to be reflected in national rankings, right? You think analysts across the board would be putting him in the top tier of centers heading into 2025. But according to Pro Football Focus, that's not exactly the case. In their latest positional rankings, Jurgens came in as the 13th best center in the league. 13th, not top 5, not even top 10, just barely in the upper half. Now look, let's be fair, PFF grades aren't the final word on a player's value, but they do carry weight around the league, and the reasoning behind the ranking isn't completely out of left field. One of the knocks on Jurgens is his pass protection. They say he still has room to grow there, and that's true. It's his biggest area for improvement. But here's the thing. When you look at the full picture, it's hard to justify keeping him that low in the rankings. Let's talk numbers. Jurgens finished last season with an overall PFF grade of 67.1, which ranked him 16th. Out of 64 centers, that alone puts him in the top quarter of the league. But here's where it gets more interesting. That grade includes his playoff performance when he was playing through an injury. If you take that part out, his regular season tape shows a consistent upward trend. That same grade jumps into top 10 territory. And keep in mind, this is year 1 as a full-time starter at center. We're not talking about a veteran plateauing. We're talking about a young player growing fast. In run blocking, his strongest area, he graded out with a 68.5, good enough for 19th in the league. Not elite, but clearly effective, and most importantly, reliable. Now, he started every game except one, the final regular season matchup against the Giants, when the coaching staff benched most of the starters to rest them. Other than that, he was a rock in the middle of that line. He also only allowed 4 sacks all year, which might sound like a lot at first glance, but context is everything. For a young center navigating some of the most complex defensive fronts in the league, 4 sacks is not outrageous, especially not when you're calling protections and leading one of the most dynamic rushing attacks in football. The Eagles' DC's offensive identity still relies heavily on physicality up front, and Jurgens is becoming the heart of that. And let's not forget the expectations. This wasn't just about replacing a starter. This was about replacing a legend. Jason Kelce is an icon in Philadelphia. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's a Super Bowl champion. He was the vocal leader of the team, the emotional heartbeat, and one of the most athletic and technically sound centers the league has ever seen. Taking over that role isn't something most players could even mentally handle, let alone succeed in. But Jurgens didn't flinch. He embraced the challenge. He made the position his own. You can see the confidence in the way he moves now. His snaps are crisp. His communication is sharp. And his timing on combo blocks has gotten noticeably better. When the Eagles run their patented quarterback sneak, the infamous tush push, it's Jurgens leading the charge, anchoring the play that opponents still haven't figured out how to stop. That's not just execution, that's trust. The coaching staff trusts him, the quarterback trusts him, and maybe most importantly, the rest of the offensive line trusts him. The Pro Bowl nod wasn't just a ceremonial gesture, it was recognition. That, even among veterans and established stars, Jurgens had played at a level worthy of league-wide respect. And when you compare his early career trajectory to Kelce's, the results are even more striking. Kelce didn't make his first Pro Bowl until year 4. Jurgens got there in year 1. Does that mean he'll have a better career than Kelce? That's way too early to say, but it does mean he's on the right track, and then some. So why is he still being ranked behind guys who haven't accomplished half of what he did last season? That's the real question. It might be that some analysts are simply slow to adjust. It could be that Jurgens hasn't yet built the name recognition other centers have. Or maybe they just don't watch enough. Eagles games, whatever the reason, it's clear that the ranking doesn't match the performance. And if you've been paying attention, you know that's going to change soon. Because Jurgens is only 25 years old. He's got time. He's got talent. He's got the work ethic. And now he's got the job full time with no shadow looming over him. No more he's the guy after Kelce talk. This is his offensive line now. This is his team to help lead in the trenches. And every sign points to him not just meeting expectations, but exceeding them. You can bet that come this time next year. If his development continues the way it's been going, we'll be looking at a whole different conversation. We'll be talking about where Jurgens ranks among the top 5 centers, not whether he even belongs in the top 10. The film doesn't lie. The numbers back it up. And the impact he's already had on this team in one season is undeniable. And think about the bigger picture here. The Eagles didn't just replace a legend. They might have found the perfect successor. Not someone trying to be Kelce, but someone who took the blueprint and built something new. Cam Jurgens is writing his own story in Philadelphia, and the first chapter is already turning heads. Whether the analysts want to admit it or not, the Eagles' offensive line is in very good hands. And as we look ahead to the 2025 season, all signs point to Cam Jurgens continuing to take his game to the next level. With another full offseason as the starting center under his belt, his understanding of the system, his chemistry with Jalen Hurts, and his command of the offensive line are only going to sharpen. It's important to remember that playing center in the NFL is one of the most intellectually demanding positions in all of football. It's not just about blocking your man. It's about recognizing blitz packages, adjusting protection calls, timing your snaps perfectly, coordinating with guards on combo blocks, and being in sync with your quarterback on every single down. And in just one full season, Jurgens has already demonstrated that he's capable of handling all of that at a high level. There's a comfort now in watching him play that wasn't there at the start of last season. You can see it in how confidently he calls out adjustments at the line. You can feel it in the way the line operates with a sense of rhythm and cohesion. That doesn't happen overnight. It's the product of reps, of trust, of leadership. And that's another part of the Jurgens story that's starting to take shape. He's becoming a leader, not just by example, but vocally. He's beginning to take on that Kelce-like role in the locker room where younger players look to him, where teammates count on his voice, not just his play. And let's not forget, the guy is still getting better physically. His footwork has improved, his hand placement is tighter, he's more consistent with his pad level, and he's only going to get stronger. The natural progression of offensive linemen in the NFL often takes 2 or 3 years before they hit their full stride. If this is what Cam Jurgens looks like at the start of his prime, imagine what the next couple of seasons could bring. It's not unreasonable to think we're watching the foundation of another all-pro career begin to form. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling in the NFL world as Josh Sweat, former defensive end of the Philadelphia Eagles, recently hinted at regret over his departure from the team. The buzz started after Sweat made some candid remarks during a recent interview, sparking speculation among fans and analysts alike about a possible reunion with the Eagles. Sweat, who was a key figure in Philadelphia's defensive line during his tenure, left the Eagles amid growing interest from other franchises eager to bolster their pass rush. However, His recent comments have ignited a fresh wave of conversation around whether that move was truly in his best interest. Sources close to the player suggest that Sweat's departure might have been fueled by the allure of a new challenge or a more lucrative contract elsewhere, but the reality of leaving a team where he found chemistry and familiarity appears to be weighing heavily on him. The Eagles have been known for their strong defensive schemes, and Sweat played an integral role in many pivotal moments for the team. His blend of speed, strength, and versatility made him a fan favorite and a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Since his exit, the team's defense has seen mixed results, and some insiders believe that bringing Sweat back could shore up the defensive line and reignite their dominance. Meanwhile, Sweat's current team has faced some challenges on defense, raising questions about whether the move was as beneficial for him as initially thought. Rumors are now hinting that Sweat could be open to exploring a return to Philadelphia if the opportunity arises. This possibility is especially tantalizing given the Eagles' willingness to invest in experienced players who can make an immediate impact. Though no official talks have been confirmed, the mere suggestion of Sweat's regret has created a buzz across sports media platforms. Fans are eagerly watching social media and team updates for any sign that negotiations might be underway. If Sweat's desire to return is genuine, the Eagles' front office might seize the moment to strengthen their defensive lineup ahead of the next season. As the NFL offseason continues to unfold, the potential reunion between Josh Sweat and the Eagles remains one of the most intriguing storylines. Whether it remains just a rumor or develops into a concrete move, the chatter is certain to keep fans and analysts buzzing in the weeks to come. For now, the NFL community waits to see if Sweat's words translate into action, and if the Eagles will once again have their defensive star back in green and white. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.